Towards the end of the 70s and throughout the 80s, the Great British Amusement Arcade was a national institution, and nowhere in Great Britain were those amusement arcades with their bright lights and inviting sounds more important or plentiful than on Blackpool's Golden Mile. In its heyday, rows and rows of arcade cabinets from some of the great names in the industry lined the ever-alluring arcades all along the seafront. Names such as Atari, Midway, Williams, Capcom and of course Sega were at the forefront of this revolution. Fast forward 25 years and the buildings remain largely the same. Sure, one or two have had facelifts and a couple have changed hands and names, but the Golden Mile is still there, in name at least. Unfortunately, the once proud arcade machine, which had such an impact on so many gamers, seems to have gone the way of shell suits and My Little Pony, and in their place, fruit machines, which don't even count towards your $5 a day. Looking around at some of the larger arcades still open in Blackpool, a number of things becomes clear. Gambling machines dominate the landscape. Everything from cash prizes to fluffy bunnies and toy cars are on offer. To compete with this and compensate for their lack of tangible prizes, arcade machines now tend to have large cabinets, often with moving cars, working lights, guns, or the bastion of today's youth, dancing machines. Where players once tested their dexterity with the complex controls of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, you're now more likely to find them dancing on the spot or riding a horse. Yeah, look cool. Consoles were once the poor relations of the arcades. Graphics always looked blocky and unimpressive on a home system when compared to the real thing. Anyone who played some of the less than arcade perfect conversions of Outrun or Final Fight on an older system, for example, will remember the differences. Things have changed a lot in 25 years though. Consoles are now more than capable of producing arcade quality titles and then some. The problem gets much worse though, because people aren't playing arcade games as much as they used to, companies aren't making as many as they used to. You only have to look around this arcade to see that almost every single game was made in the 20th century. Most about 10 years old actually. And this is the rule for most arcades rather than the exception. For an industry that thrives on technological advancement, this particular corner of it seems to be stuck well and truly in 1999. So what next for the arcades? Even bigger cabinets? Even more ridiculous control methods? Or how about the often promised virtual reality? To be honest, I'm not quite sure. There's one thing that you can say with a good degree of certainty though: if the current decline continues, then a whole generation may well grow up never having played a game on an arcade machine. An entire generation whose knowledge of gaming is limited to home consoles, and for me, that's a sad state of gaming affairs. Go! Oh man. Get off! No, dude, where have all the arcade machines gone? What? Over there. Oh my god, just leave it. Just don't, mate. Just come on. God.